And good afternoon, everyone. How are you all doing? I hope that you all are doing okay. As you come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Also, share the video. That helps the video to circulate. But if you hit the like button, you guys, that helps to keep me in the algorithm or whatever they call it. Um, and it helps the video to circulate. But at this point, I really need for you all to share it. um, that would help me a lot. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And those that are subscribed, I really appreciate you so much. My subscribers absolutely rock. I appreciate them. Um, but I want to get into talking about um, law enforcement targeting industry hits and hitters. It's something that I kind of touch on just a little bit in my videos when I talk about how law enforcement is zoning in on these hits. Now, there's no secret that there are industry hits and hitters. We all know that. I think, with this Young Dogs case, it's something about this Young Dogs case that has just kind of like turned the lights on, and everything, all of the bugs and stuff are the like the light is being shined on a lot of things that either we're kind of passive about or we don't really look at too much. But this Young Dolls case has brought a lot of that, made people just start talking about it a lot, because you see a lot of vloggers that kind of talk about this Young Dolls case, whether true or false. They kind of keep his name out there, right? And one of the things, like I said, that I know for a fact that has been zoned in on is hits. And I think because in this Young Dogs case, like, there's a lot of things that I don't talk about in this Young Dogs case because it's not even for me to talk about at this point. It'll come out later on. It'll come out as things start to unfold in the case. But as far as talking about it and putting it out there right now, it's just not a good idea. It's not professional. Um, but it'll start to unfold. It'll start to come out as time go on, especially in the trial, right? Because this is something that these people already have. I'm talking about as far as a lot of um evidence and what they have as it relates to this Young Dogs case. But one thing that had people kind of been hitting and missing on, you don't hear a whole lot of people talking about it, maybe me, and I kind of touch on it some. I've heard maybe one or two more vloggers talk about industry hits. I know Auntie Fee, she's one of those ones that don't mind talking about it. And Miss Lowdown is one that don't mind talking about it. These industry hits, and they are extremely real, you know. And that is one of the things that I know for a fact that um they have zoned in on law enforcement, right? Because it is real. You think about this Young Dogs case, and even with everything that's going on in this Young Dogs case, and with the authorities that are all over this case, a lot of people wanted to say, well, why ain't Pre spinning? Well, Pre is smart. Pre is smart. Why would they be out there spinning and they know that these people are all over this? That's suicide. That's why I can't understand. I think when people have gotten away with stuff for so long, I'm talking about as it relates to people who still got people up under them that's trying to get position or crumbs. And you got to be on fentanyl and meth to be out there, especially if it's surrounding this Young Dogs case, committing hits based on what you feel like people should or should not say. You got to be on meth to let somebody give you some money for a hit, especially if they got some kind of connection to the Young Dogs case. And that's one of the things that I know law enforcement has zoned in on. I was saying the other day, like, there are people in this Young Dogs situation that's going to be um, They're guilty by affiliation or association. They didn't have anything to do with this Young Dolls case. They didn't have anything to do with Young Dolls hit. But at the same time, they are associated and affiliated with the people who are probably, well, not probably, let me keep it real, that are being focused on and looked at, because we do know, right? It doesn't stop with straight dropping Cornelius, right? Um, and even though they had nothing to do with this Young Dolls case, because they are affiliated and associated with the people that are, it forces the authorities oftentimes to take a look at everybody around them, and they get a chance to see, well, my God, they moving some heavy weight, or they some steppers too. But even though they didn't have anything to do with this Young Dolls case, now they caught up in something, right? In which, if they out there stepping, they need to be, right? But one thing I do know, one of the reasons I think that so many law enforcement officers, especially higher up, take this Young Dog situation so seriously, and you never really heard me talk a whole lot about it, is because people are still sending hits, even though they are up under the radar. They got folks on all kind of fentanyl and meth up under them. They got to, because anytime you can be sent out to go and try and hit somebody, and to include some of these women, these setup girls going down big time. And I think it's a sad thing, because they got kids that they're going to leave out here, because they done got caught up wanting to be down with a bunch of Negroes that couldn't care about them, because they wouldn't let you get caught up in this type of stuff. Right? But you got to be mentally unstable. First of all, to be sending, that's how you know that there are some that think that they are God. They feel like they can go and whisper to somebody, I guess somebody they think they trust, and it trickles down. My hands ain't in it, but you take care of that, and you get some of the little dudes to go take care of this. And a lot of these young dudes are on pills. They on meth, they on powder, they on, what is it, Percocet? What is it? Percocets. Beep, stop. They on heroin. And I almost said cocaine, but they ain't giving them enough money to go buy no cocaine. They broke junkies. So they going and doing all of this, and they letting these people send them out to do all this, and the people are all over them. And as I was saying, a lot of the reasons that the higher up law enforcement officers take this so personally is because, these folks are still destroying lives. It's not enough. It wasn't enough to destroy Dolph's life and his family's life. Some people just want to run the world. Like somebody was saying, I run the world. So if you get on YouTube and you talk about something I don't want you to talk about, I'm going to send somebody to try to set you up, even though the folks watching me, a lot of them on something too. Or I'm going to get on there and threaten you, even though I'm so dumb, I forget I can be traced back. But that is what is going on, So I'm happy that they have zoned in on these hits, because it's time for these hits to stop. A lot of these little crimes that you see, it seems it's gang related, but a lot of it is, they are hits from gang members, because they understand that they're getting a lot of these gang members to go and commit these crimes for them. And that's sad, because you think about a lot of these gang members, you still got some old asses call themselves OGs sitting up in gangs 60 years old, right? But a lot of these are babies that are in their teens and early 20s, and they're ruining their lives. And a lot of, believe it or not, regardless of what a lot of people want to believe, a lot of these law enforcement officers take that personal too. They have the same sentiment as I do when you're consistently ruining these young men and young women's lives, because these girls are involved in this too, because they're helping to set this up. And these girls got 2 and 3 babies. So now what you're doing is, and I know these folks have their own mind, these girls are going to have to go away from their children for some years, and their kids are going to be scattered out. So these people That's why a lot of this being taken personal, because the people that are at the root of this is destroying lives. That's why you always hear me talking about they digging up that root of that tree. Because if you don't get the root of the tree and you just get the limbs and the leaves, all they're gonna do is go to jail for the rest of their lives. And then the root of the tree is still planted, and more limbs and more leaves are gonna grow, which are different people, a different set of kids that they can lure, that are already troubled, that are already on some type of narcotic, that they can lure to go out and do their dirty work. They don't really care about them getting caught or anything like that. As long as they go do their dirty work, and their money ain't worth it because they're going to spend all that in lawyers' fees, right? That they pay them to do it. So I'm law enforcement, and I can tell you that with a lot of certainty, is targeting these industry hits and hitters. I do know around the Mid-South area, because there is a lot of that go on. For the life of me, I can't understand why these young men can't make some money and go and start flipping some houses, and or if they're gonna be rappers, rap and get out of that lifestyle. But when it's promoted though, I think it is promoted, and then they don't. People are just so caught up with power. They're so power hungry. They like for the fact that people are sitting at their feet wanting the little crumbs that they give them. There's no humility, and that's why they always get taken down. Because I don't know a lot of people that people can talk their ass off, but I don't know a lot of people that can go up against the feds when they're on top of their damn head. I've been doing this for 20 years. I don't know a whole lot of them that can. I don't care how long their money is. That's why it's a lot of people get mad at me, especially when they've been in trouble and they already got issues with the law enforcement, and they living all in other states. They get mad at me because because I know what I know, and I'm confident in what I know, and I go, I just don't know. I've witnessed this too long. I don't know a whole lot of them that can. So that's why I say, when it's time to get the head and them folks get on top of your head, like I know they on top of some of these folks' head, it ain't too much that you could do. Because when they want you, they gonna get you. And these people have made themselves readily available and opened themselves up for these folks to get them. And it's time for this stuff to stop in the community. Hell, I'm sick of these folks thinking that they can put hits on our sons and daughters. You see, they was on YouTube. They had said that about me, mentally ill. So a mentally ill MF need to be dead or in jail when you feel like you supposed to take out people in our community. Just because they said something, that means you believe the hype. You the man. I believe that, and I guess the man is God. Because anytime you're sending hits and you got people around you gassing you up, yeah, I take care of that because they want crumbs. All of them need. The feds need to throw them all away in jail. Just put them in that federal prison and throw the key away if they don't get taken out. So that's why when people say, well, you keep saying, I understand that it takes time. Okay. But these hits and stuff have been zoned in on. And these hitters. And that's why I can't understand. You're supposed to be a hitter, but the folks know who you are. Okay. That's what happens when you believe the hype and you on powder. Okay. Because they say powder and stuff make you start believing you something you ain't. That cheap shit. And that's what's going on. They've sent you out to do hits, but ain't even giving you enough money. You buying the makeup, the generic stuff. A lot of them, and that's what's got a lot of these people completely messed up, thinking that they are Superman and that they are God. Instigation from the people that know that they're on stuff, and they're the puppet masters. They know these people are on some kind of narcotic, and then they send them out to do their dirty work. Don't really care about what happens to them after they do it, because they're not going to get away with it. Just like ain't none of them getting away with this dog stuff. They know at this point, whoever they are that is left out there, that them folks gonna hit that door any moment. They've already hit some of their doors. And I'm willing to bet you when they start letting you know that you are up under investigation, it's because they already almost got everything they need. Otherwise, they still be underground. They wouldn't let you know. But when they start picking your ass up and letting you and start questioning you, they want you to know. And when they come back, that's gonna be it. Okay, that's because they almost got their case tied up. But believe it or not, even though these people are all on top of their heads, I think some of these folks are still sending out these people that don't have minds, that want to be considered hitters, because they don't want to be the only ones to go down. They want some of these folks that consider themselves hitter to be in that federal prison with them, maybe to protect them, because they already know the folks watching them. They know they get ready to go away. So they involve in all kinds of unsuspecting crackheads that want crumbs, that want to be considered a hitter, knowing damn well that them folks is all on top of them. I guess so they all can be in prison together, because that's what's going to happen. That's what happens when you let people pull you into their mess. And there has been a lot of people pulled into this mess with all of these folks that was going to go away anyways, because the folks knew who was involved very early on, regardless to what anybody want to say. I'm telling you now, they knew. Okay. And so there have been a lot of other people letting folks pull them into stuff because they want to be gangsters. You ain't no gangster when the people don't identify who you are. You ain't no gangster when you was not involved in this, but you are now guilty by association because you doing dirt and you trying to be up under folks to get crumbs, you know, and you know they hot. So law enforcement has definitely zoned in on these hits and these hitters around this area. But like I said, I can't understand why these young men, if they're going to be in the industry, why not just make your money in the industry and leave all that other stuff alone? They have put themselves on the chopping block like that. They have. So, y'all, you know, a change can't come fast enough, because I'm consistently seeing um young men dying, and then hearing from law enforcement, can you believe these fools is still trying to send hits? And you got people that's crazy enough to, because they want to be up under some of these folks so bad, to go do it. Because see, a real gangster don't send hits. They go do their own stuff and take the risk on that, on and then they go do their time. They don't run and try to pay nobody else to do their time or hide behind nobody else. That's a coward, right? But the cowards and the wannabe gangsters gonna all be off of the street pretty soon. Okay. And it can't come soon enough, because that's when you'll start to see the streets revitalized, because people are losing their lives because of nothing, because of these terrorists. And I'm happy that law enforcement is targeting the hits and the hitters. All right, you guys, that's all I'm gonna say for this video. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys. Again, talk to you later.